On Bro asked Shea, I see Walker Howard committed to Ole Miss. Wish you would have gone to TCU. What was your reaction this morning, Stu?
I'm not like I'm almost like not
You're not
really
tripping.
worried because
You're not
Ole
worried.
Miss is not like it's not like he's transferring to Bama. He's transferring to Ole
No.
Miss. Like they'll probably go 8-4 next year, 9-3. Okay.
Well, and it's intriguing, right? Because they have Jackson Dart back. They're in the Spencer Sanders mix for a portal quarterback coming out of Oklahoma State.
Damn. I didn't even think about that.
So, but then if Sanders goes there, does Jackson Dart leave again, or like Jackson Dart wouldn't sit? Yeah, right.
Like it's kind of like Lane is kind of telling him, "I don't believe in you," in a sense, because if I'm gonna bring in a young, former 5-star quarterback to run my offense, then I don't really believe in you. Especially after he was a starter last year and they won 10 games, or they won 9, something like that.
They lost the bowl, right? They fell apart at the end.
It was bad at the end, but they started off undefeated.
Dart wasn't great, but Dart has a lot more experience than Walker. That's a thing that makes it very tough to just insert a redshirt freshman in at quarterback when you've got pressure on you to win the West and compete. That's why they're in it for Spencer Sanders. He's played a lot of football at Oklahoma State.
8-5.
That's not great.
That's not great at all. Sounds like 8-5 again next year. I mean, I don't know what their record is. Well, what their schedule is next season, but I still don't see a path for like them to be a contender at any point.
If they have Jackson Dart coming back and they got a portal quarterback like Spencer Sanders, and for some reason both stayed, Walker's not getting any more reps than he would have gotten here.
No.
So he's got to bank on that they don't take a quarterback, or that if they do, then Jackson Dart leaves.
Yes.
Because if he wants more reps than third-string quarterback, you've got to be one of the top 2 quarterbacks.
Yes. And their schedule next season is Mercer. They play at Tulane, Georgia Tech.
Tulane, that's a tough
I know.
At Tulane?
At Tulane.
That's funny that they're doing that.
Georgia Tech, at Alabama, LSU on September 30th.
Early.
Arkansas, Auburn, at Auburn, Vanderbilt.
They have a tough opening schedule.
Yeah, Texas A&M at Georgia, ULM, and then they
drew Georgia on their
yes.
Ole Miss is in for a world of hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't see a path for them to be like a contending team. That's why I was kind of confused by him transferring to Ole Miss instead of TCU, because TCU is kind of making moves in the transfer portal, like adding the pieces to really become like one of those teams. And Ole Miss is not.
Here's the thing. I think that just the reality of the situation, LSU came out as best as they possibly could here.
Yeah.
Because you keep the top 2 quarterbacks on roster.
Everybody with experience.
And Walker, in theory, would not be playing for
another year or 2.
Maybe more than that if Nussmeier is clearly QB2 right now.
Damn.
I don't think anybody can argue that.
No, he's like the clear-cut number 2. He threw for 300 yards against Georgia in the second half. Like I think people get that lost almost. I mean, the pick in the bowl game was bad. We all know that, but Nussmeier is the future of this quarterback room.
No one freaked out when TJ went to Auburn or Max went to A&M.
No.
Are you freaking out a little more at this?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I watched Walker out in the bowl game. His first snap.
Well, you've seen him in high school. He's from your area too. I mean, he's a Acadiana kid.
I know he's good, but it's like if he didn't want to compete here, then I mean,
well, in the reality, he's not there yet, and to get to wherever he wants to be good enough or whatever it might be, you need reps.
It's going to take another year, probably, for him to really get comfortable at Ole Miss. I would say it's probably going to take a year.
Well, now you're going in and learning a different system. You know, you had a year in the books in Denbrock's system, and now you're going to the Charlie Weiss Jr. Kiffin system.
Right. So I guess
which is quarterback friendly.
Lane gets to throw the ball 60 times a game again.
It'll be interesting to see. I'd be a little surprised if he were out there next year, especially with that schedule you just said.
Yeah.
When you look at that schedule, you see too why they're going after a Spencer Sanders.
Mm-hmm. They need a veteran.
They need more help. They need someone who can I mean, they wanted someone above Dart. You can't consider Walker Howard above Dart at this stage. Dart was playing at Southern Cal.
Yeah.
Dart played all this past year at Ole Miss.
It's tough. That's why I was so surprised, because it's like Jackson Dart was obviously their starter last year. He had a competition last season. The backup then transfers this year, and now you get Walker Howard in the boat, and it's like, okay, so you just don't like Jackson Dart almost.
Shad says people are too big on potential. Well, that's what half the game is, but I agree. That's what I'm saying in terms of we know now what Nussmeier is, and it's good enough.
Way more than good enough. I could see a world.
Are you on the Nuss bus?
Yes, been on the Nuss bus.
Where do you
JD5.
stand with JD5?
I'm all for JD5.
You're on both.
But I'm on both buses. I'm here.
So you're happy
I'm
that
in the LSU QBs.
the portal came and went, and that
We came
the
out
NFL draft came and went. You got both of them.
right. Yeah, I'm good.
You're chilling.
I'm